Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? Happy Monday. Monday's always a great day to get awake and be awake. Oh man, it is so blessed to be alive. And just, if you don't know that today's a great day, some of you guys are probably struggling because it's Monday, but think about it. Some people ain't gonna make it today. Some people won't see their kids again, their family again. So you're sitting here complaining about how it's Monday and how you're tired. You know what? I think you need to change that perspective. It'll watch your life change. Anyway, so I'm DeMarcus Tunsil. I'm here for you. Today is the beta project on October 14, 2019. And you can always find us on YouTube at Humble and Focused. And today's video, the title is Seeds in Between the Cracks. Seeds in Between the Cracks. All right, you guys ready? Oh, I know you guys are. I can feel it because I'm ready. So here we go. Let me bring you guys online. Oh, let me talk about the quote. Like wildflowers, you must allow yourself to grow in all the places people never thought you would. That's a powerful statement, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? How you doing? Let me come on down here. Let me come down here. How you doing? You feeling good? You feeling good? I know you're feeling good. I'm feeling good. So let's get started. So this video actually stemmed from a conversation I was having with a good friend of mine named John, guy I just met at work. And we were having this conversation about the blooming of flowers and the seeds in between cracks. And we were talking about, we talked about the planting of seeds before. We've done that whole planting of seeds thing. But sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, seeds are planted, and before they can grow, they are paved over with concrete. And so the seeds in between cracks are talking about those flowers that bloom between the cracks of a sidewalk. And why is that so important? And why is that something that I need to point out? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you are or could be that seed. I don't know if you are or not, but you could be that seed. That seed is designed to grow. When it goes into the ground and it gets into that piece of it, when it gets in that ground for the fertilization and for the the nutrition and everything else, it starts the growth process. And it doesn't stop the growth process until it breaks ground and it becomes what it's supposed to be. And even then it continues. When this little seed can be a redwood. But sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the seed itself is underneath the ground. And the problem is that in the aspect of it being planted, it didn't plant itself in a place where it thought it was going to be paved over. So you got seeds that are in the ground here, and all of a sudden someone else, and this is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, you're the seed, and you're supposed to grow and sprout and break through the ground and produce this fruit. And from every fruit comes more seeds, but that's a different video. But you're in the ground and you're planting and you're doing your thing, and while you're doing your thing, that same ground that you knew on top is no longer there because it has been paved over. Okay? So here's what I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. That pavement, that concrete, it doesn't allow light to travel in. It doesn't allow for the seed to break ground. But that's why if you see a flower in the sidewalk, what you need to understand is that underneath that underneath that concrete, there were some seeds that were planted and that are coming through, finally sprouting to be seen, growing towards the light to give what they have to give, right? But here's a perspective. Now, actually, I was in church last night and I came up with this piece. So someone paved the sidewalks, ladies and gentlemen. You got to think about that. Someone paved the sidewalks, not you. You're the seed. You're in the ground. Someone paved the sidewalks. And why they do that? They did this for the convenience of everyone else. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concrete, that sidewalk, the reason that it's paved is because it makes it a whole lot easier to walk on than just the ground. It makes it a whole lot easier to drive on than just the ground. So someone else paved over the sidewalk, not you, for the convenience of others. So what I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that sometimes people are going to pave over your growth. And they're going to do what's best for everybody, and you're going to get left underneath the concrete. Now, when a seed is underneath the concrete, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know this to be true, but I assume this to be true because of all the things. Sometimes seeds can die there. But there's also a chance that sometimes seeds can keep growing to find that one crack in the sidewalk, which means that it's continuously growing underground, and as soon as it sees a chance, that crack in the sidewalk, that crack for that pavement that was paid for everybody else, that it's needed, all of a sudden it's going to spring forth, ladies and gentlemen. The importance of a seed underneath the concrete is major because it's still growing. It has to continue to grow until its opportunity happens. When that concrete breaks, when that concrete gives it a chance, that seed has to spring forth and come to light. You get what I'm saying? So it's very interesting because I can just imagine the seeds underneath and it's like wondering, like, why can't I break through? I know where to go. I know to go up, but there's something above you, ladies and gentlemen. See, the thing is, not all the seeds make it. Sometimes seeds are just there and they just die. But you got to be strong enough. And when I say seeds, I mean you, and I mean your dreams, I mean your goals, I mean your thoughts, I mean your future. I mean everything that you need is there for you. Everything that a seed needs to grow into, a redwood. Something so small to grow into a redwood is already inside of it. But it just needs the opportunity to grow. If a seed is underneath the ground and it grows and it's not given the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, then it misses its calling. So you must be, as a seed, and a new plant underneath the ground, growing your roots and making yourself strong enough so as soon as the opportunity hits, you can grow and break through the ground. That's what I say. So, I want you to think about one thing before. Let me put this back up there. So, like a wildflower, because ladies and gentlemen, you're a wildflower. I'm just telling you that right now. You're a seed of a wildflower. You must allow yourself to grow in all the places people never thought you would. So, ladies and gentlemen, where are you trying to grow? Or are you just trying to fit in? The Ugly Duckling story is a really good story if you remember telling it to your kids. Why? Because it explains that, you're not going to look like everybody else. You might start out looking like everybody else, but as you continue to grow, people are going to notice that you're different. And there's going to be a point where you sit aside by yourself and you're going to think, I am the ugliest duckling. And that is true in perspective. But in all reality, ladies and gentlemen, you are a beautiful swan. You're thinking you're the ugliest duckling because your neck's too long. You're thinking you're ugly duck because you're bigger than everybody else. Because your feathers are white and they're pure white. And everybody else's, all the other ducks' feathers are looking a whole lot different than yours. Until you find a group of swans. And I never realized what that story was about until recently when I started thinking about it. It's about belonging to the wrong group and not thinking you're enough because you think you're one of them. When you think you're one of those people, ladies and gentlemen, you're never going to grow because you're never going to think that you're good enough for that group. But you were never supposed to be in that group. You were supposed to be in the swan group. And I wish I would have done this video today. I'm sorry I got placed. Let's go back to the cracks, to the seeds. So ladies and gentlemen, you're a seed. And the reason we talked about the seeds and how important the seed is, but to grow in between the cracks. To grow in between the cracks. And here's the part about it, ladies and gentlemen. Underneath the soil is darkness. But yet the sunlight can nourish and the seed can find a way to get through the cracks. You get what I'm saying? So the sun is not directly attacking the soil at all the places, but that crack is where the seed can find it. I don't know how the seed finds the light, but it always seems to do so. It always seems to find the light and come through the cracks. You don't believe me? Look at your driveway. Look at the cracks in your driveway and how the seeds of grass are kind of coming up between there. Obviously, most people kill those. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, there's still grass and still seeds underneath that. Still growing and ready to pop out whenever the opportunity arises for it to do so. Now, you could be a seed also, ladies and gentlemen, and be so strong that you get such thick roots that you break the sidewalk yourself. You break the convenience of everybody else. You break the conformity of everybody else to allow your plant, your growth to affect the world. It's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. I love talking about those seeds, and that's all I have for you today. I just want to talk about how important you are as a seed in between the sidewalk and between the cracks, and you've got to reach out. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay. Some people are going to trample you when you come out. It's okay. Because it's not about necessarily the aspect of what you produce at the end. It may be, it may not be. But the fact that you continue to grow and continue to rise and continue to look for an opportunity to become the best that you could between the cracks and find the crack and grow through the crack, that means more. It's more about what you become in the essence of growth than it is at the end of what you are. What did you start out as and what did you end up as is a big freaking deal. And that's what I need you to do, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to realize your worth and your growth when you're growing out there and you don't understand why you don't see anybody like you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're in the dark as a seed. And you may not be there. If you see a whole bunch of other seeds where you at, you might be above ground. And above ground, a seed will never take root and grow into the massiveness that it needs to be. And that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. Grow between the cracks. You deserve to. You're the best version of you. You have the best version of you could possibly be inside you already. You don't need to change yet. But whenever you're ready to change, you're ready to grow yourself in the ground, the power that you will create can move, create, and destroy a sidewalk. And if you can't destroy a sidewalk, ladies and gentlemen, you will find a way to get your light through that crack to give root to the world. And I got one last quote and then we'll get out of here. You growing up to be who you are is like a flower growing through a crack in the sidewalk. And Malcolm. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Once you become and start becoming who you are, it's like a flower growing through the crack in the sidewalk. Because that sidewalk wasn't supposed to be there, but it was there. Now you have a choice. You can always stay underneath the sidewalk where it's safe. You can stay underneath the sidewalk where you won't get trampled. You can stay underneath the sidewalk where you will never be seen. Or you can grow through the crack and reach out for the light and let people see how beautiful and powerful you actually are. I'm DeMarcus Tunsil. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Happy Monday. Live your best life, as they say in that song. Living your best life. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day.